Munition! Rauchgranate unterwegs, aufpassen! Hier, ich habe ein bisschen Munition übrig. Da, ein Maschinengewehr!
Hi guys, this is Mattias coming at you here with my 100 Service Stars LMG 08 video. Yes, I finally was able to reach 10,000 kills with this weapon, making it my first and only LMG at this point where I have 100 Service Stars. Whoa. So yeah, I guess it goes without saying that this is my favorite LMG overall, but not always. My second favorite LMG would be the lower weight version of the Parabellum. And with the Parabellum I have a little over 5,000 kills. And if you only look at those numbers, it might seem like I think that the LMG weight is a lot better than the Parabellum, basically twice as good or good in twice as many situations. And that is not true. Now let me explain this. There are many maps, many situations where I think that the Parabellum is far superior to the LMG weight. However, in those situations and on those maps, the LMG weight is not really a contester for the best weapon anyway. The other weapons that I'm choosing from when I decide whether or not I'm going to use the Parabellum are going to be weapons from the Assault class, and there are quite a number of options. Now, if the choice was only between the LMG weight or the Parabellum, then I would most likely be playing with the Parabellum more than with the LMG weight. However, there are certain maps, this is one of them, where I think that the weapons of the Assault class are not all that good, and we're talking about maps that has a lot of mid and long range engagements. And for that type of combat, I think the LMG weight is slightly better or quite a bit better sometimes than the Parabellum, while at the same time, the Assault class doesn't really compete at all. Now, there might of course be other reasons, those reasons being the gadgets that would make me choose the Assault class anyway, despite the disadvantage of the weapon. But as long as it's about the primary, and I feel like I don't need to rely on Assault gadgets, then I would say that the primaries of the Assault class and the Parabellum, they're simply not as good as the LMG-08 for the way I'd like to play a big map such as this. Now, from what I've seen from other players and checking the stats, this weapon is not all that popular. And I'd like to elaborate a little bit on why that is. Or should I say, why I think that is. And one of the ways that I would describe the LMG-08 is that it's really good at many things, but it's not the best at anything. Basically, you have versatility over specialization. And it seems to me that most people would prefer to specialize. Oh, get fucking wrecked! Now, the most used LMG is the Bar Storm. This is a very specialized weapon in that sense that it is very, very easy to use. It requires basically no control whatsoever, meaning that you get the benefits of having a very easy weapon to use with a few drawbacks.
I didn't escape either.
Now, on the second place, you have the Parabellum, which also is a rather specialized gun. It's basically the opposite of the Bar, meaning that it's probably the hardest weapon to control in the support class, but if you are good at controlling it, it's highly rewarding. Now, the LMG-08, however, is basically at 4th place when it comes to time spent with. It's just slightly after the M1917MG telescopic in that regard. However, if you instead of looking at time spent, you look at number of kills, it's almost even between the M1917 and the LMG-08. I'm pretty sure that the reason why the M1917 has a lower kill per minute is that a lot of people use it as a specialized weapon to counter planes. For the most part, the LMG-08, though it does counter planes, is not nearly as good as the M1917 at that specific task. Now, since I've already stated that, in my opinion, the biggest strength of this weapon is its versatility, I might as well also bring up what I think is some of its weaknesses. Number one, it has very, very long reload time, so plan that accordingly if you can. Many times the way I do when I reload is that I make sure that I find a relatively safe area, you know, however safe you can expect in a Battlefield game. I throw down 2 smokes normally, and I have one either in front and behind me or one to the left and the right, and I try to stay somewhere where I believe that the 2 smoke grenades covers me the most. But right before I start the reload, normally I also place the ammo crate. Now, if you start the reloading animation after you place the ammo crate and you stay within the range of the ammo crate during the entire reload process, then you can be sure that you have reloaded everything you can possibly carry by the time that you're done reloading, at least if you have my loadout. Now keep in mind that the different grenades and the different gadgets have different resupply time. You might be wondering what is my favorite gadget? Well, actually, I think most of you guys know that. I got a limpet kill. Limpet, limpet, limpet.
My tank.
Now, among other things, this weapon is really good once you prone and deploy the bipods. Of course, you don't necessarily have to prone in all situations in order to deploy the bipods, but in most situations where it's just more common that you do that. Now, I've used this weapon at extreme ranges from time to time, even though it's not the best for it. I also quite often use the bipods in order to get kills at the longer medium range with it, especially effective against bigger groups of people if you want to kill them fast. This without being forced to reload too quickly. So now if you haven't already checked this weapon out, maybe it's time for you to do so. I recommend trying it on Volga River if you play Conquest such as me. I think Volga River is actually my favorite map for this weapon. Other than that, I hope you will enjoy the rest of the video. My name is Mattias and I want to thank you all for watching. 4 HP hit me good.
Ammunition. Grab that ammunition.
Going the wrong way? Are there any medics in your team? What? There one. My vehicle is wonky. Ow!
Ammunition for you.
No.
There's ammo. Противника!
Are they in? No, they're up above here. Nobody saw him. Nobody killed him. Can you believe it? He was right there.
I go for some onion. Yeah, you're doing the right thing, man.
Патроны тебе. Держи! Вот тебе патроны! Кидаю дымовуху! Боеприпасы! Это тебе!
We have lost
Держи патроны!
objective Charlie.
Вот и дымовая граната!
We have taken
Пулемет! Вражеский!
What? Why did they kill him? He was mine.
Вот патроны! Это тебе!
I got him.
Вот патроны!
A nice little flank.
Attrape tes munitions!
Oh shit.
Tes munitions! Attrape! Tiens! Tes munitions!
Sniper looking at me.
Tes munitions! Prends-les!
So many nades here.
We have taken objective Edward.
Oh, that flank though. Come on, reload. Not that reload bug again.
Munition!
Tank coming on to sea.
Granate raus!
Coming.
Braucht jemand Munition? Zeit für ein bisschen Rauch. Granate raus! Köpfe runter! Jemand Munition mit
I got it. I picked up a kit.
Nice.
Munition, greif zu!
Oh, I'm gonna miss that so much, picking up somebody's kit. Like that.
Frische Munition! Vorwärts! Erobert das Ziel dort!
See you.
Heads up, smoke going out!
We have lost
Ammo,
objective.
coming at you! Smoke going out, look away!
An enemy airship has arrived. We have lost objective apples.
Some ammo for you!
Oh! Shit.
Ammunition!
And I got a service star. We should check if this is my 100th service star.